What's up, YouTube? Today I got something really special and something new to me, and hopefully it's really cool to you guys. I got a case of 24 cars from the garage sale, and I bought it for the low, guys. I'm telling you, the low. And I looked up every single car in this case, and you'll be surprised for how much they're worth. And honestly, you know, it's whatever the collector will pay for the cars. So let's check out what we got in here at the garage sale, and I'll go over all the prices that I found on eBay with them so we can go over it and see the total value of it plus the value of the case. And I'll tell you guys how much I spent on all these cars, guys. So let's check it out. Let's get to it. Alright guys, up first we have the custom Eldorado. And as you can see from right here, it was made in the USA. This is a 1968 custom Eldorado. It's blue. It's got an opening and closing hood. As you can see, the wheels are a little bent in. But hey man, these are really cool. This car was valued at $47 on eBay. As you can see, the paint's missing a little bit, but it's really cool to have this car. It's a part of Hot Wheels history, so I'm very excited to add this to my collection. Alright, now that we got done checking this one out, let's see what's up next on the list. This one is the 1974 Hot Wheels Flying Colors Green Gremlin Grinder. This is a Redline, guys. Check out those Redline wheels. They're still got the red on the wheels there, which is really cool. This car right here, I found on eBay valued at $44.89. How cool is that? If you flip down to the bottom here, you can see that it says Hong Kong, which is awesome. That means it's a true Redline. The paint is obviously pretty ruined on the car. It's not as great as the one that I found on eBay. Alright, let's see what we have up next. Up next, we got the 1974 Larry towing truck. Now this truck is missing the back winch here that you use to tow. You know, obviously the paint's kind of ruined on it. It's not in the best condition. It's very old, but it's a really cool car to have. Like I said, Hot Wheels history. It was made in Hong Kong. Got a white paint job. This car was actually valued double than what I found it for if it had that, you know, back winch on it and the paint wasn't ruined. It was almost $40-something for this car. You know, the one I found on eBay was valued at $19.95. So we'll stick at that, even though it's missing the back winch. Really cool car. Let's see what's up next. Up next, we have the 1970s Hot Wheels Black Wall Rock Buster in yellow. They have different colors of this car, but this one is in yellow. It's a really unique car. A little beat up and it's a little dirty. Keep in mind, I did not clean any of these cars. These are all how I got them. The paint on it is in great condition. It says Hooker and Moon in the front, and also Bell and Goodyear. The number 10. Got the motor in the rear. Thing looks like it's ready to hit some sand, guys. This Rockbuster, I was able to find on eBay for going for $20. Right here it says Hong Kong in the bottom. Now that we've seen the yellow Rockbuster, let's check out what's next. Up next, we have the 1969 light blue Red Baron. Now if you flip it over and you check out the bottom of it, I'm not sure, don't, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's from China. And it says 1969 here, and also Hot Wheels Vintage. I honestly believe this is probably one of the ones that they did with the replica where they rebuilt all the old Hot Wheels. I could be wrong. Could be a Redline. I don't believe it's a Redline. I believe Redlines are only from US and Hong Kong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's a really cool car to check out and have. This car is interesting. All the exhaust comes out one side. It looks like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cylinders. It's light blue. It says Hot Wheels in the front. It's got some red paint on the rear. Looks like someone maybe colored it. Maybe a kid. It's got Redline wheels. I was able to find this car going for as cheap as $6.05. Now that we've seen this questionable car, let's see what's up next. Oh man, this one's really cool. I went to a show recently and I brought all of these Redlines to the show. And a gentleman there taught me a little bit about this car, which is really cool. You see that question mark there on the side? Yeah, that's because it doesn't know which way to go. It's got a motor on the front and on the rear. So it can go forward and it can also go backwards, which is really cool. It's missing a black top here on the top. I do know that that is probably the most expensive part of the car. You can buy, you know, 3D printed ones or whatever, but I know that part right there is expensive. So it's really cool to have this car. It's got Redline wheels. This is the 1970 T42 made in Hong Kong. This is probably one of my favorite cars of the bunch just because it's so unique and it goes both ways, and I've never seen anything like it. It's actually modeled after the Ford Model T. If you look inside closely, I don't know if you guys can see that, it has the steering wheel going both ways. So you can go either way. I found the T42 in lime green, sold for $39 with the missing top on eBay. This is one of my favorite cars, but let's see what's up next, guys. Up next, we have the pink peeping bomb. This is a 1969 made in Hong Kong. Right there it says Hong Kong. I do know there's one with the steering wheel that you can pull back and these headlights come back. So it's like a mechanism that you can move back and forth, which is really cool. Bright pink, paint's in almost perfect condition. The windows are a light blue color. It's really cool how it has the motor in the back and exhaust coming out the rear. Big fan of this car. This car is probably in the best condition of all of the cars that I have. I found the peeping bomb pink, sold for $29.99 on eBay. Now that we've seen the car that's in the best condition of them all, let's check out what's next. Everyone knows this one. This is the twin mill. Not in the best condition, but hey, this is part of Hot Wheels history, guys. This is a Redline twin mill 1968 antifreeze, and this is really cool to have. I know the condition's not that great. The paint's kind of blemished and fading away, but if you flip down to the bottom here, you can really see what the paint used to look like, and it almost looks like it's corroding. I found this sold on eBay for $67.03. And keep in mind, that car was in better condition. It had bent wheels, but the paint was in a lot better condition than this one. All right, we all know the twin mill. Let's see what's up next, guys. This is really cool. The name of this car, you wouldn't guess it. It's called the Sandwich. That's right, it's called the Sandwich. It's got an opening and closing hood in the rear. It's colored in lime green, and this is actually a Redline from 1969, made in Hong Kong. It's got Redline wheels on there, as you can see. The window almost looks light bluish greenish color. Maybe that's just because it's old. I found the Sandwich going for $20 on eBay in similar condition to this with better paint. Now that we've seen the car with the coolest name, let's check out the most debatable car in the bunch. And that is this one right here, which is the 1968 pink Torero with an opening and closing hood. Really cool car, and the reason why this is the most debatable is because I found it sold on eBay for $175, and I've seen other ones going for $200, which amazed me. And you can find this car with a gray interior, but this one right here has the white interior, which is why it's debatable. As you can see, the paint is not that, it's not that great, it's not perfect, but it's still there, which is really cool. It's like a Spectre Flame color. It's got the Redline wheels. Probably one of my favorite cars of the bunch just because the paint is almost still there. And that white interior really stands out as well. And the windows are clear so you can see it really good. All right, now that we've seen the most debatable car, let's check out one of my favorites, which is the Lala GT70 from 1968 with the opening and closing rear hood. It's got the number 10 on the front, a red color. It's red with the yellow stripe going down the center with the number 10 on the front, with the number 10 on the rear as well. This is a Redline car. I'm a huge fan of this because it's in pretty decent condition and the rear hood opens and closes very well. I found the GT70 sold on eBay for $26. Up next, we have one that's broken. Not really, maybe fixable. This is the 1967 Ford J car, and this is an olive green. As you can see, the paint is in pretty decent condition. It's got the number 1 on the side and on the back hood as well. It says Ford all over it, on the side panels and on the hood as well. It's got yellow painted front headlights, rear opening and closing hood, Redline wheels. I'm a huge fan of this car and that Lala GT70. I found the Ford J car sold for $25 on eBay. Let's take out the top layer here. First up, we have this gold Ford delivery truck. This one was really hard for me to find on eBay. There was not many like it, but this is actually the 1988 32 Ford delivery sedan in gold with black boards. So that's how I found it. And I found this car going for $20 on eBay. And by the way, this 32 Ford is in great condition. It's got Redline wheels, really cool car. It also says Hot Wheels on the side with an R with a circle around it below it. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Maybe someone here knows, maybe it stands for Redline. Up next, we have the 1977 57 Ford T-Bird in yellow. This is a really cool car. I mean, obviously the paint's, you know, missing, and it's made in Hong Kong. It's got a light blue window tint, and I found this car sold on eBay for $13.22. Really cool. Now that we've seen the T-Bird, let's check out what's up next, guys. Some JDM. This is the 1976 gray Datsun Z-Wiz, and you know, obviously this one's not in the best condition. It's missing some paint here in the front, and I believe on the hood as well. It's made in Hong Kong. It's got a light blue window tint. A lot of these cars have a light blue window tint. I found this Z-Wiz sold on eBay for $7.49. All right, let's see what's up next, guys. Up next we have the 1975 Hot Wheels Formula 5000 Indy car in white, and this is made in Hong Kong. Really cool car. It says 76 on the front. It's got the Bell and Goodyear logo on the rear wing. Formula cars are awesome. I'm a big fan of race cars. I found this 5000 Indy car sold on eBay for $4.99. Now that we've seen the white Indy car, let's bring out the Super Chrome, which is another debatable car here. I found this sold on eBay for $99.99. Crazy. And this is made in Hong Kong. Really cool car. It's in pretty good condition. You know, obviously it's got scratches on the front here. I didn't clean any of these cars. I'm showing you guys exactly how I bought it. It's got the Goodyear and Bell emblem, just like it does on the other white Formula car. Chrome is just awesome, and it really shines. Now that we've seen the final debatable car, let's check out the last Indy car that I have in this selection here. And this one's really cool. It says Pack on it. This is actually called the 1976 Formula Pack Flying Colors in black, made in Hong Kong. It's obviously a little scratched up, but most of the paint is still there. I found this black Pack Formula car selling for $8.75 on eBay. All right, up next, we have something that Hot Wheels doesn't have the license for anymore to make, which is Ferrari. If you find any Ferraris, pick them up, guys. Really cool stuff. You can't get them anymore until they get the license back. I don't know if they ever will, but hey, pick it up. This is a really cool car. It's all red, even the base is red. This is the 1986 Ferrari Testarossa in red. This was made in Malaysia. It's got that tan interior, which I'm a huge fan of. I love when Ferraris have the red and the tan interior. Really cool. It's got the Ferrari emblem in the front, and it also says Ferrari in big letters. I found this sold on eBay for $12. Now that we've seen the Ferrari and you know they don't have the license for that anymore, let's check out this awesome chrome car, which is in pretty decent condition. This is the 1974 Redline Aero Flash in chrome. It's got red window tint, redline wheels. It also says the hot ones on the side. It's got Aero Flash lightning all over the side of it. I found the Aero Flash sold for $19.99 on eBay. Now that we've seen the Aero Flash, let's check out what's up next. Up next, we have the Demon. It's got gold wheels, gold engine. It's got a flame on the side. If anyone can find this car, let me know how much it's worth. Just out of curiosity, I'm not trying to sell it. I just wanted to know. Which I could not find this car on eBay. I did find the 30th anniversary of it. That sold for $2.99. But I also do have the Demon 30th anniversary in purple, which is really cool. It's got the redline wheels on there. Purple, you know, chrome engine. The Demons were in great condition. Sold on eBay for $12.90. Now that we've seen both Demons in the bunch, let's check out this next one, which is the 1975 Ford Neat Streeter. It's missing a black hood scoop right there in the front. It's red in color, made in Hong Kong. Obviously the paint is a little blemished and scratched up a little bit there. On the rear, it has the Ford emblem, and it also says oldie but a goodie. I found this car sold for $6.95 on eBay. Really cool car. Up next, I could not find this car unpackaged on eBay, so I had to resort to using the one that was packaged. So, you know, obviously the price might not be the same, but hey, it was only going for $1.50. It's the 1970 Chevelle convertible, and it's pretty beat up. It's missing the front windshield here. I believe it was black, but you know, obviously that paint is missing. I'm not sure if that was black or if someone took a Sharpie to it. It's got redline wheels. So now that we've seen all these cars, we're gonna add up the total, and don't forget, we gotta add the case total in there as well. I found this case selling on eBay for as low as $20. $20 you can get one of these cases. Really cool stuff. Now, you're probably wondering, how much did I spend on it, and how much is all of this worth? Well, the cars itself all came out to be $730.69. And that's the sold price. That's the sold price that these cars were sold for on eBay. I didn't look up the listings that were selling. People were trying to sell it for a high price or whatever, because I want to know what these collectors were paying for these cars. And that's the sold price. Now, with the case included with the cars, total came out to be $750.69. And oh my God, what I paid for it, guys, you guys are gonna be amazed. The fellow there he's had them for a long time. He's been picking them up from random people, paying, different amounts of money for each car. And also, below, on each car here, you can see that he had a tape right below here and how much he paid for each one. And he paid, $2.10 for the Z-Whip. The T-Bird he paid 75 cents for. I don't know if this is when he bought it back in the day, but he also said these are cars that he's been collecting since he was a child, which is really cool. The fellow brought it down from his attic as I was looking for his cars, through his cars at his garage sale. And he said, you know what, I have some red lines up on the attic there if you want me to bring them down. I said, of course, I want you to bring them down. I want to check them out. And we worked out a deal. He was at $100 for all of this. Then he went down to 80, and as he kept dropping it, and I didn't negotiate with him. I was just like, okay, and I was trying to do my research and stuff and see what I should pay for this because I didn't want to pay too much or too little. And then he was like, oh, I'll give you for $40. And, it was all quick, and I didn't know what to offer him. So I was like, hey, you know what? I got 25 bucks on hand. I'll give you 25 bucks for it. He said, deal. We shook our hand, and here we are, guys. $25 for $750 worth of cars. And I'm not selling this, I'm keeping this, I'm a collector, I'm not a scalper. So, very excited to add this to my collection, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you guys have any suggestions or, any info on these cars, please let me know. Thank you, guys. Please like and subscribe.